Here we go. DNA test confirms black panthers and other big cats are roaming around the UK countryside. This from the Wakefield Express, which is a city not far from me. Documentary makers said a recent DNA test has offered definitive proof that black panthers and other big cats are roaming the British countryside. And there's a video of a big cat, apparently. I don't know. I don't know if it gets any bigger. I didn't watch it. But that could just be a cat. Anyway, DNA from a black hare caught on a barbed wire fence following a sheep attack in the UK has offered definitive proof big cats are prowling the British countryside, say documentary makers. The strands were sent off for testing after being recovered from a farm in Gloucestershire. Pardon me, that's got nothing to do with Wakefield, has it? Or in Gloucestershire, because that's a long way from Wakefield, where there had been some unusual predatory activity. Suspicion was raised when video footage of a large black animal was also captured only a few miles away from where the sample was taken. I'm presuming there was some skin, follicles with this hair, because you can't. Hairs and fur's got no DNA in it, has it? So I'm presuming there was skin on it as well. And documentary filmmakers who had been investigating sightings across the UK say the test has now come back positive, confirming the existence of black panthers and other big cats living in the UK. A forensic laboratory took on the species identification task and used mitochondrial DNA analysis to ascertain a 99% match to a big cat species. The findings have come to light as part of filming for an upcoming documentary, Panthera Britannia Declassified, which investigates claims of big cat sightings in Britain. By the way, my dad said he saw one. My dad used to live in a village called Cloughton, which is near Scarborough in North Yorkshire, on the North Yorkshire coast. And he says he once saw one. He went out walking his dog, out for a walk or whatever, where he lived in Cloughton. So a big cat, big black cat, he said, just walking across a bridge that goes over this little stream that's near his house, and just sauntering across this massive big black cat. He says it frightened him to death. Anyway, Matthew Everett from Dragonfly Films said the DNA was from hares caught on a barbed wire fence where there had been some unusual predatory activity. It's taken 5 years for the production team to find such evidence and film its journey from collection to analysis. Oh, we've got a message. Otar Kubi says, I'm not sure that. There we go. Heard the theory they are thinking of releasing wolves in Wales. I've heard that before. I thought it was Scotland, but maybe both. Do you think that's a bit of a mistake? It could be. It could be. It could be a mistake, that. You don't want wolves roaming that. But we've got big cats anyway, so, 1 or 2 wolves probably won't do much damage. They keep away from people anyway, don't they? Anyway, where were we? People in Gloucestershire and Britain have described what appear to be black leopards for decades. So a leopard DNA result from a black hair sample is unsurprising. This is not the first such DNA result and is unlikely to be the last. There's a great deal of secondary evidence for these cats, such as consistent witness reports, but hard evidence like DNA is hard to get. So the contribution from this documentary is very helpful. I say videos that don't help either, do they? Like this one that's on this. Let's go back up and see if we can get it to play. There we go. I mean, you can't see anything, can you? Are they going to zoom in on it? Let's see if they're zooming in it when we. No, I mean, it could just be a black cat, like my cat, because you've nothing to scale it with, really, have you? It's just a black blob on a green background. It could be any size. It could be a regular size domestic cat, or it could be a black panther, for all we know. Don't know. In the words of the critical drinker, don't know. Anyway, where were we? Where are we? There we go. Such as witness reports. So the contribution for this documentary is very helpful. Collecting such evidence from local people, farmers and landowners is essential. Citizen science like this will hopefully help us learn more about the Bagheera type cats, which may be quietly naturalizing here. Residents of countryside towns across Britain have reported sightings of what appear to be black leopards for decades, such as me dad. Several sightings of a large black cat were reported last year in Gloucestershire, including reports of one on the side of the motorway and another near an airport. Speaking of wolves, I'll put this up again, because I've heard of this, that they're on about bringing wolves back. There'll be bears next, won't it? But I am sure many years ago, I don't know how long will it have been, at least 30 years ago, I was driving around in the middle of the night. I was taking a workmate home, so it was like early hours of the morning, and I were in town. I wasn't in the countryside or anything, so I was in town, and I was just going up a hill, and then as I got near the top of the hill, I am certain I saw a wolf crossing the road. You know, it was just a big dog. It looked like a wolf to me, you know, like wolves have like long legs and, you know, look different to dogs, don't they? Basically, the wolves. This huge wolf just crossed the road in front of us, sauntered across the road, disappeared into some trees, and I'm sure that were a wolf. But anyway, that's my story. So there you go. And it was like white and grey and that sort of colour. Maybe a touch of brown. Couldn't really tell because it was dark and I just saw it in the car headlights. Anyway, residents. We'll start again. Several sightings of a large black cat were reported last year in Gloucestershire, including reports of one on the side of the motorway and another near an airport. The farm where the DNA sample was recovered has had 2 individual sheep kill incidents in 5 years. During that time, there have been regular sightings of cats resembling black leopards in the nearby countryside. See, that looks more like, you know, a panther-like, you know, or it could be a dog for all we know. Couldn't it really? You can't really tell 'cause it's not much detail. I mean, it could be a black Labrador for all we know, because that tail looks a bit shaggy for a panther, doesn't it? But I don't know. The previous sheep carcass at the same farm as the DNA result was assessed for its tooth pits, which are marks on the bones from carnassial teeth of an animal that has fed on the carcass. Tooth pit analysis conducted at the Royal Agricultural University suggests that relatively large carnivores have fed on the carcasses examined because of the impacted bones. Oh, there we are. A forensic laboratory used mitochondrial DNA analysis, showing them getting it from the barbed wire fence. And there's a carcass. I presume they're getting molds of the tooth pits. Witnesses commonly describe black panthers they see as healthy and confident, which suggests they grew up in their environment. These cats mainly prey on wild animals like deer. They have been reported pursuing foxes and even mousing and going for ducks, geese, and pigeons. While they can switch to sheep, it seems that they much prefer natural game. Dragonfly Films is currently pursuing broadcast options for Panthera Britannia Declassified, as an earlier version of the film, Panthera Britannia, available on Amazon Prime, Vimeo, and Apple TV. So there we go. Very interesting. I do find that stuff very interesting. It's all Beast of Bodmin Moor and all that kind of stuff, isn't it? But yeah, so there we go. So thanks for that, Otakar Kubi. Apologies if I've mispronounced your name. But thanks for that contribution. But yes, I heard they were planning on releasing wolves. I thought it was Scotland, but Wales, yeah, could have been that as well. Maybe as well or. Right, we'll leave it there. We will leave it there.